A lot of players were disappointed whenever we got some news from Rockstar recently regarding GTA 6 being delayed a year to May 26, 2026. Now, at the time, we were thinking, hey, Rockstar, at least you could give us some screenshots, right? Well, they did a bit more than that today. So we got a trailer 2 finally. So y'all can stop asking for trailer 2 and now start begging Rockstar for trailer 3. Anyways, so I'm going to mute this and we're going to watch it because there is music in it. So there's, I guess, music sampling from the different radio stations. That's the way I'm implying it. And mostly the first part of this trailer focuses on the male character, Jason. And we also get to see a bit of Lucia as well and how they interact with each other. And overall, I got to say it's looking very, very promising. Plus, the game looks amazing from trailer 2. Looks, I think, even better, which does not surprise me. It's a Rockstar game after all. All right, so let's begin. And obviously, I will have trailer 2 linked below in the description section. Plus, we're going to go over the cover art. There's a art that we can check out as well. So it opens with the Rockstar logo. And this part, okay, let's check this out real quick. So I don't know if this is like going to be like down south Leonida, kind of like the Florida Keys, or is this by Vice City? But looks kind of cool. I don't know if it's going to be this versions of Starfish Island. I don't know if this is Starfish Island, probably not. But we get to see a lot of Vice City and a lot of Leonida in this trailer. Plus, it sounds really good, you know, because you got the background sound of the seagulls, the water, the waves. Sounds good, looks good. So there's a lot of beach houses. We got some boats going by, as you would expect. We got some birds in the air. We got a plane flying by. We got power lines, and I hope that we're able to actually like buy properties and not just GTA 6, but hopefully more properties in 6 online. Of course, we got to wait a year for that, right? But yeah, this first image looks really good. So let's continue, shall we? All right, so here's another close image. We got, this car is obviously based off of, what car is it? The El Camino. It's the Vapid. I forgot the name of the damn thing. I know it has a name. But yeah, it's the El Camino in GTA. And satellite TV. We got Jason. This is Jason. And we're going to get a lot of Jason in this trailer. So I think a lot of people that have been wanting a male protagonist in GTA 6, you're going to be happy with Jason. At least I am. I think I like both of these characters. So it looks like there's looks like an iguana down here. So there's like an iguana there. There's a bird over there. So wildlife is obviously going to be a thing in GTA 6, just like with Red Dead Redemption 2, and you know, to a lesser extent GTA 5. So yeah, some more birds flying by. He's working on the roof. I think there were some leaks, so he was fixing some leaks to the roof. I think this might be his house, but then I guess he works for a landlord, and his landlord pulls up, and he's in this Vapid truck. The Caracara? So a lot of these vehicles are going to look very familiar to GTA Online players because they're very similar. I think there will probably be updated versions of these vehicles in 6 compared to GTA Online. There's an older car in the background. I don't know if that's a tornado. It could be a tornado. But yeah, I guess the GTA 6 version of the Caracara, because it clearly says Caracara. And so the boss is nagging Jason, like, hey, you got time to fix the leaks on your roof? You know, I got other stuff, you know, on other properties. So basically, he's coming to tell Jason, look, I need you to go get money, right? Like, there's people that owe us money, and you need to go do it. So he's Jason's kind of like, I guess, our Arthur, right? He's GTA 6's Arthur. That's the way I look at him. Hopefully he ends up being just as likable. I mean, he's in really good shape. Well, this guy isn't. But he looks kind of like an asshole, right? I think his name is Brian, if I remember from watching the trailer. So his name is Brian. So he's bossing Jason around. He pays Jason to do some shady work for him. Okay, so here's a good shot of Jason. I mean, look at Jason. He's clean. Well, he's got some tats, which is fine. He's got shape. He's in shape. He's, you know, not lazy. He's working hard. So yeah, I mean, a typical like alpha male right there, right? So I think that's a lot. This guy is what you would expect from a protagonist in a game like Grand Theft Auto. So I think that a lot of you that want a male protagonist, including me, has a pretty promising male protagonist here and a really good female protagonist to go with him. So yeah, Jason's going to be on his way. He's got work to do. See if we see any interior shots. So my guess is this is going to be their home. And it looks like he's been trying to fix it up a little bit. He keeps it clean. So this guy's not a hoarder. You know, he's not a clutter bug like I've been in the past. He actually, like, takes pride in himself physically. You know, he works out, and we'll see that in a minute. And he also keeps a clean house. So look at that. I wish I could do that. So he's driving down the road, you know, listening to some music. And there's, I believe what they're doing in this scene is they're showing you Vice City. They're showing you a little bit of Jason. And they're also giving you some song samples from the various radio stations. So he's driving down the road. And, of course, the ladies like him. So we got this lady here. She's like, "Hey, Jason, how's it going?" So, I mean, dude's hot, right? He's attractive. Of course the ladies and probably some of the guys are going to like him as well. All right, let's keep going. Driving down the road. This is where he's getting the business done. He's gone to this one shop. Looks like a tourist shop. A beach shop because there's some shirts for sale. There's some crystals. There's some paintbrushes. And this guy probably owes Brian money. Right, and so Jason's collecting the money that's owed, and so he has to rough up some people, including the guy that runs this business. And Jason's wearing a Leonida shirt, looks really cool. And you know what? I really hope that they actually put this shirt in the Rockstar shop, where we could actually buy a real life version of this shirt. That'd be kind of neat. That'd be awesome. So in the background, you see people in the background, like, and it's probably near a beach, surprisingly, not too far from where Jason lives. So Jason's roughing up some, I guess, clients that have probably, like, owe Brian money. They've probably taken out, you know, questionable, shady loans. Kind of like Strauss-Zelnick. I guess Brian's like this version of Strauss-Zelnick in the game. All right, so let's keep going. So he's going to the register, you know, taking the money that is owed. I guess he beat the crap out of a few people, or else I think that's a bong. Is that a bong? So, yeah, I guess it's a 420 shop also. So it's got T-shirts, it's got some cards, and I guess it's heavily implied that these guys like the smoky, or it could also be a weed shop, right? So this guy's either passed out high as hell in his tie-dye shirt, or else Jason also knocked the shit out of him before knocking the crap out of him. So he roughed up a few people. And it's got a digital watch. So I'm guessing the watch is going to be in sync with the actual time of the game. That's kind of cool, even though watches aren't as popular as they once were. All right, so he's taking the money, going for a little drive down Vice City. So we got Vice City Airport, we got downtown, we got a jet flying by, probably either landing at the airport or taking off from the airport. Jet ski, a few vehicles in the game, some towers. These could be condos. I hope they were able to actually buy like a condo in one of these buildings. That'd be awesome, or an apartment. We got some stickers on the back of these trucks, and also a state license plates. So they might be from like different states, which would make sense because in real life, like for example in Texas, I live in Texas now, but you don't just see Texas license plates. That's probably like 90% of the plates, but you'll see license plates from other states, and you even sometimes see license plates from Mexico and Canada. So I hope that's a thing. All right, so let's keep going. And there goes another jet. So yeah, obviously the airport's nearby, like Vice City International. Okay, so I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Vice City International was the name of the airport in GTA Vice City. So hopefully a lot of things that were named in Vice City keep the same name in GTA 6 to pay homage to that amazing game from back in the day, because I love Vice City. One of the reasons why I'm excited about it. So obviously he's on the beach, he's working out. I hope there's like an ability like similar to San Andreas with CJ, where you can like have like as buff of a body as you want as Jason and Lucia by working out. Or maybe the opposite. Maybe you could just go and eat a whole bunch of Clucking Bell or Burger Shot, and maybe they can just be fat fucks. Or they'd just be average body type, right? So that'll be interesting if this actually matters in GTA 6, right? Or at the very least, it might just build up your stats and make you stronger, right? Or give you more endurance. I think that's the same in GTA 5 and online. Okay, so obviously the ladies are checking him out. So he's quite popular with the ladies, but he only has eyes on one particular lady. And I don't really blame him. All right, so he's got some beer. We got some scratch-off lotto tickets. We got a kitty cat. And, yeah, I like the way this game looks. It looks so real. I mean, look at the paint. It looks like it's been here for a while. It's not fresh. It's been like worn through time. So the realism, I always appreciate that attention to detail by Rockstar. And I think in like there was rumors like with GTA 5, and I don't even think it was going to be an online, but at one time we were going to have scratch off tickets in 5, I think, but Rockstar literally scrapped that idea. And maybe they're going to bring back a lottery system and maybe scratch offs. Well, this is actually a lottery, so you would fill out the dots of which numbers you think are going to win. Or you do the quick pick, like I would do every now and then, and drop $2, and then maybe you win. Chances are you probably don't, but you won't win if you don't play. Okay, that's this guy's attitude. All right, so let's keep going. All right, so I guess he drives the El Camino's his car. I keep forgetting what that car is called in the game. Why am I forgetting this? I don't know, but you know he has the El Camino's his car. Okay, so the cops are obviously looks like an undercover cop here, and standard police car here, and so they're probably dealing with some criminals over here, or harassing innocent people, one way or the other. Yeah, there's some definite police brutality happening. Yeah, I can see that right there. This guy's he's pretty big too. So yeah, Vice City Police. Okay, so this Vice City Police Department, Jason's driving by. All right, we'll keep going. And meanwhile, throughout this whole thing, there's different songs playing, like a rock song. I think there was a country song. I think there's a pop song that plays. And obviously radio sampling, right? Different songs from the different radio stations we're going to have in GTA 6, just like with previous Grand Theft Autos. All right, so Jason drives by. Okay, we're now back at the prison. This is where we catch up with Lucia, because we know that Lucia, I guess, starts the game in prison. And so the way I see it, it's going to happen probably very similar to GTA 5. You'll play a little bit of the game at the beginning from, I guess, Lucia's point of view in prison, and a little bit of the game from Jason's point of view outside of prison, counting down the days, waiting for Lucia's time to be released or paroled. So we got another jet flying by. We got some birds flying by. We got a guard on the guard tower. Looks really good. We got the clouds look amazing, by the way. The clouds look really, really good in this game. Some more birds. And now Jason's come. He's talking to this guard. He's like, hey, I'm here to pick up Lucia. I think his name is Jason Dufall. I think that's his name. And Lucia Camperos. I could be wrong about that last name. I should have wrote it down. But anyways, he's here to pick up Lucia. So yeah, he's come here. He's waited patiently for his girl, because this is supposed to be like based off Bonnie and Clyde, right? And well, this is basically the modern version of Bonnie and Clyde. And so she's been released, and this is probably the same clothes that she had when she was incarcerated. So she simply was just given back all of her items and her clothing from whenever she went into prison. I don't know for what. We'll find out. I don't know for how long. But obviously, Lucia is very, very happy to see Jason, and Jason is very happy to see Lucia. This is good. Obviously, there's a strong relationship between these two. They might be criminals, but they obviously are in love with each other. So that's good. I like that. I see it leaning a Marine Center. So another T-shirt. Obviously, you have a lot of clothing items for both Jason and Lucia to wear in GTA 6. So there's that moment of pause between the two. And of course, once they get back to their house, they're not wasting any time. There's definitely some affection here and some intimacy, most likely, in the game. I don't know if they're actually going to show that in the game. We'll see. During those scenes, I may have to put up my wall, like kind of block it out for copyright YouTube reasons. But this is good. I like the fact that this is a couple, right? They're actually happy to see each other. They love each other. They've been patiently waiting for each other, right, to be together again. So I like this. So yeah, she's definitely happy to see him. He's happy to see her. And you can tell before it fades away that she does have an ankle bracelet on, just like in the original artwork, implying that for at least a certain period of time in the game, Lucia is going to have to remain in a certain area. And I think this is a very clever way by Rockstar to force the player to stay in like the tutorial area without the stuff that they did in like 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, especially San Andreas, because in San Andreas CJ could actually swim, and it just seems stupid that he could just drive up to San Fierro or swim across the water to Las Venturas, and then he'd get in trouble for that. It just seems stupid. So this makes way more sense, the ankle bracelet. So I'm glad they're going with this route. And then eventually she'll lose the ankle bracelet and then be able to venture throughout the rest of Leonida. So I imagine what's going to happen is during this part, you'll play as Lucia, right? Because Rockstar wants to keep you in this certain area. I don't know if it's going to be in Vice City or if it's going to be in Port Gellhorn. We'll just have to wait and see. But I think it's going to be Port Gellhorn. All right, so let's continue. So obviously Lucia is not wasting any time. Or this could be a flashback. This could also be a flashback of what ultimately led her to going to prison. So that totally isn't Lucia though, because mask and sunglasses and of course gloves, fingerprints. So we have no idea if that's Lucia, but obviously it's Lucia. But they don't know it's Lucia. So they're committing some sort of robbery. They're getting a little withdrawal action. They got SMGs. And another moment of intimacy. This might be connected to the previous scene. So these two scenes might be the same intimate, I guess, thing that they were having, right? Right. And once again, we don't know if this is going to be in quote-unquote present day or a flashback. But obviously they're hanging out together. And they're having a couple beers, relaxing on the beach, reminiscing, catching up. All right. So, yeah, they're by the water. So, yeah, they're probably planning their future. Okay, so it looks like she does have an ankle bracelet on. So this is going to be after she's gotten out of prison. So they're probably preparing their future, saying, hey, what are we going to do now? Like, she's not going to really be able to do much early on in the game because she has the ankle bracelet. So she's going to have to be a quote-unquote good girl, at least long enough to get that thing removed. Well, legally. She can't just take it off because then she'd be in even bigger trouble. Okay, so some people riding jet skis. You got a nice boat in the background, some birds. Looks like a sunset, or maybe the sun's coming up, depending on which side of the water it's on. Well, I mean, Vice City and Leonida are obviously on the east coast of the United States. So maybe the sun is coming up here. Maybe it's sunrise, but I don't know. I feel like it's sunset. But this could also be a swamp, right? So this could be like one of the swamps, or the swamp. I don't know if there's more than one swamp. So maybe this is like the swamp further inside Leonida, and there's some ducks in the water, so that's really cool. So I guess they're facing west here, and the sun's setting. Could be wrong, but I'm just going on off the top of my head. Okay, so it looks like a dodo. So the dodos look pretty much the same now. The seaplanes. So they're obviously preparing something. And this is one of Brian's businesses because, of course, he has to have his name on it. Brian Boatworks and Marina. So, yeah, they're obviously doing something kind of shady or really criminal for Brian. Or they're either doing it under his nose. Maybe they're doing it under his nose. All right, so they're loading stuff on this plane. Okay, so here's something else that I did notice. Lucia, as part of her probation, just like with a lot of criminals that get out, they have to do a bit of community service. And so there's going to be a part of the game where you're going to be wearing the orange vest and you're going to be picking up litter off the side of the road. So I can see this happening early on in GTA 6. So yeah, she's going to have to do some community work while she's on probation. All right, so let's continue. And here's another interior shots. They got some different outfits on. He has a pet snake. Okay, so Jason and Lucia have a pet snake. Hopefully that thing doesn't get out in the wild because there's a bit of a problem of, some giant snakes in Florida that are not supposed to be there. Maybe that'll be a mission where you could go out there and actually kill them for bounties, right? But the interior looks pretty good, pretty clean. And it looks lived in, right? It looks like somebody's real life, like home or apartment or condo. So definitely has a realistic look and feel to it. Okay? So here we go. Everyone's having a party, having a good time. I think this is a friend of theirs. So a friend of Jason and Lucia's. They're all at the bar having a few drinks, just having a good time. And the attention to detail is really, really good in the bar. It looks really amazing. The signs, the brands in the game, like everything looks amazing. And the characters look good too. All right, so let's continue. And they're going, I guess they're going dancing. And yeah, I think Lucia's in this outfit, so she likes dressing up nice, She'll dress up casual, but she'll dress up nice. She'll put on a nice dress, too. And it looks like they're on a really nice boat. So, looking good. Yeah, okay, let me back that up. Hold on. One moment, Jason. One moment. Okay, she's doing a nice spin. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, so this is obviously a nicer area than, I guess, where the bar is, where their home is. That's what their, I guess that's their turf. But this is obviously a much more opulent, wealthy area of Leonida and Vice City that they're at right now. Okay, so I guess they're near a biker territory over here. I don't know if that's going to be the Lost MC or a completely different biker gang, but I guess we'll find out. All right, so we got some PDA here. They're holding hands. They're in different outfits. He's in a nice looking beach shirt, and she's in some casual clothes. So I do like this. I really do, because I like Rockstar putting forth the effort to show us that these two are actually a couple. They're in a relationship. They're in love with each other. Like, well, Bonnie and Clyde. Well, things didn't exactly end well for Bonnie and Clyde, but hopefully things end better for these two. So they're going out to a nightclub. They're dancing. They're having a good time. And either this is just something you're able to do in the game with them, probably go on dates and have fun. And it might also be tied to a mission that they're on. Maybe they're scoping the nightclub and they're eventually going to rob it. So that too is a possibility. So here's some guys. Let's back this up a little bit. All right, so I think these guys, or at least this guy, thinks that he is working for the FIB or a police officer. And some people have speculated as to whether or not Jason is an undercover cop. I don't know if that's the case. I feel like that might be a little too cliche, but we'll just have to wait and see. But he seems convinced that Jason might be a cop, or maybe he's a narc or a rat. But these guys are like trying to, I guess, get in between the two before a fight breaks out. But I'm guessing Jason's going to be working with this gang on a mission. And obviously there's some tension here. But it's understandable because a lot of gangs out there, they don't like the idea of working with somebody that allegedly or might be a cop or a rat or a narc. Even if they're not, you never know if they might be. All right, so they're obviously committing some sort of robbery. There's I guess a police helicopter overhead, so they're up to something here, right? They're up to something, and they're trying to sneak away from the scene of the crime. Oh, that's a fall. How big of a fall is that? Let's go back and look at that real quick. Okay. Like, how do you not how do you not injure yourself from that? I mean, I know video games, right? But damn. I mean, what is she, Wonder Woman in disguise? I mean, that's a pretty far fall. I mean, you think you at least break a leg or a foot. So hopefully, like, fall damage is a thing. I mean, it is. I think it's kind of a thing in GTA and GTA Online, but we'll see. So yeah, that's kind of a far fall, but maybe it's doable. We'll see. All right, so Jason's talking to, I think this is a biker. I could be wrong about that, but this might be one of the members of the biker gang, or just some regular dude. All right, so the police, they're up to something, so they're coming in. And either they're busting a gang, or they're busting some sort of illegal operation, or maybe this is one of the crimes that you're committing as Lucy and Jason, and it goes wrong, and the cops show up, possibly. So obviously we have the police after him, after these two are trying to figure out what's going on, like with these crimes. Are they connected? Who's behind it all? So I guess this is going to be I guess we're going to have some like perspective, like the point of view of a police officer. I mean, we're not going to play as a police officer, at least I don't think we are. But like for the most part, the scene should be focused on Lucy and Jason. We have, I guess, a third person where we're going to see the point of view of, I guess, the cop that's pursuing them or investigating crimes that are ultimately going to be tied to them. I guess that's going to be the case. So we got Jason shooting out of a car here. So it looks like a drive-by, or they're trying to get away, and he's, shooting back at whoever's shooting them. Or maybe it's like a hit mission, or, he's assassinating a target and getting in and getting out quickly. And I'm guessing Lucia's the driver. All right, so some random character that we'll probably interact with in GTA 6. Probably someone that maybe Lucy or Jason know, or somebody they're introduced to. Okay, so next up, more dancing at the nightclub. So that's obviously going to be a thing. So looks like we're seeing some melee combat. So I really hope that melee is improved significantly in GTA 6 compared to GTA 5. Not the best when it comes to melee combat. It's better in Red Dead Redemption 2, but I hope that Rockstar takes the improvements that they made with melee combat in Red Dead Redemption 2 and take it up a notch in GTA 6. So hopefully that's the case. So there's obviously some hand-to-hand combat. So I think that's Jason. I'm trying to get this scene right because it happens so fast. Okay, so grab somebody, slam them against the vehicle like Arthur can do or John can do in Red Dead Redemption 2. Like if you're close enough to an enemy, you can actually slam them into a wall. So that makes sense. And it would also make sense to be able to slam them against a vehicle. So this is at a motel, maybe one of the motels they were staying at, because in trailer 1 they are at a motel, and obviously something's gone wrong because there's a freaking car on fire in the background. So something went really bad here, and I guess this is Jason, and he's pissed at this person for reasons that we'll find out about in a year from now, which is why he feels justified in slamming the dude against a car. And then Lucia's here training, so this is obviously... No, it looks like some sort of fighting ring. Maybe it's like some underground like fight club. And I guess she's going to have some fight skills. So maybe similar to the working out, right? Maybe Jason and Lucia will be able to like do some sparring and practicing their melee, their fisticuffs, and their kicking skills. And maybe they'll be able to improve melee combat over time. So that will be interesting. So she obviously can fight. She's capable of fighting. And she's definitely using her feet to her advantage in this situation. So, yeah, I hope that melee is much better in GTA 6. Okay, so here they are, just hanging out once again at the house. Probably getting ready to go do something. Jason's got his gun ready. They're probably making preparations for whatever they're heading off to do. And, oh, yeah, this looks epic as hell. Is that a grenade launcher? I think that's a grenade launcher. So, yeah, they're being pursued by the police, and Lucia is blowing shit up. So yeah, I mean, it's a GTA game. What do you expect? And I see the manatee. So we got a manatee's jersey. So that's one of the teams in the game. So that's a cool looking. It looks like the Miami Dolphins. That's what you would expect. Similar colors, right? All right. So that looks really good. I like the attention to detail. You know, obviously, I guess it's on near the beaches of Vice City. This is probably a really good friend of Jason's. So I guess we'll learn more about him later on. So you got the tattoos, got a watch. She's got a regular watch. See, I'm more old school. If I had to wear a watch, I'd rather wear his watch. I just don't see the point in wearing a digital watch if you're going to wear a watch, right? Okay, so let's see what we got. Oh, we got some heavy duty action. So this looks like the inside of a commercial plane or just a plane, like where the wheels are going to go up. So you got so something's going on here, and she ain't wearing a parachute. So there's some heavy shit happening. So this might be later in the game, because obviously it's going to start off small, right? And then throughout the game, it's going to build up to more ridiculous missions similar to GTA 5. So we can expect that in GTA 6. So that looks this was interesting. This is really interesting. So this looks like I guess looks like somebody that works at the airport or was on the plane. Because she's wearing a yellow vest, and I'm guessing this looks like Lucia. I think it's Lucia. I could be wrong, or maybe that's Lucia, but I think this is Lucia. But they're fighting, and whoever loses this fight is going for a nice little fall, and they better hope that they hit the water. Even at this height, I don't know if they'd survive hitting the water. But like the attention to detail is really good. So this is obviously some sort of big giant plane, whether it's a commercial jet or something else entirely. Okay, so now, looks like they're taking a safe down the road. So they chain up this truck to a safe, and then they're just... I think wasn't there a scrapped mission like this in GTA 5 where like Michael and Trevor were going to pretend to be like a gay couple, and they were going to dress up like clowns, and they do something similar to Martin, like Martin Madrazo. So maybe they just repurposed that mission where they just like hook up a chain to a safe and just use the vehicle just to get the safe out of the house and get away with it in the dead of night. So obviously there's probably some valuables, money in here. So that's interesting. And this is a different truck than Brian's. So this is not Brian's truck, because that's one of the other vehicle brands in the game. I think this is a Bison? I think it's a Bison, or it's from that brand. But anyways, a lot of vehicles you're going to have in the game. And another scene of intimacy between Jason and Lucia, so that's really good. Or maybe it's the same scene that we've been seeing throughout the trailer. But we're getting an awful lot in this trailer. So Rockstar has given us a lot to chew on, and it should hold players over long enough for the next trailer, hopefully. But obviously these guys are taking a selfie. This guy with Lucia and Jason. I don't know if it's a friend of theirs or he's a celebrity, but I guess we'll find out more about him and GTA 6. And they're at the nightclub, obviously. So on the streets, we got a really nice. I think is that a vodka? Yeah, I think that's a vodka. I think that's a benefactor. And obviously you'll be able to customize your vehicles. So they're adding more customization to the game. And I hope they add a lot more options for vehicles in GTA 6. Like, for example, if you're in first person, and hopefully first person gets improved. Hopefully the mirrors actually work when you're in first person, where the side mirrors, the rear mirror actually fucking works. Wouldn't that be nice? But overall, it's cool to see all these different vehicles in the game. Some of them look very, very familiar from GTA 5 and online. But hopefully improvements have been made to all the vehicles. But once again, it's just something we're just going to have to patiently wait for. Only about a year from now and a few days. Okay, so people partying, having a good time in Vice City. Hopefully they don't trip and fall. But yeah, there's going to be fun to be had throughout Vice City and Leonida. So this might be a strip club or it might just be another nightclub. I think it might be a strip club because there's poles and dancing. I wonder if Rockstar, and also people throwing money at the strippers. So I wonder, will they actually take off their tops? Like, a legitimate shoe store, like in the one we have in, GTA Online and GTA 5. So hopefully they don't censor the strip club. Yeah, hopefully. We'll just have to wait and see. All right, so ammunition commercial. So it looks like a game console. So Jason and Lucy are gamers, so I like them already, right? Fellow gamers. So yeah, this is Phil's ammunition. So I'm guessing there'll be different ammunitions owned by different people. So this one on the commercial is owned by Phil. So you see some shotguns in the background. He's got an AR. It's got an American flag wrap. So customization. Hopefully there's vast improvements to customization for weapons in 6. Like in Red Dead Redemption 2, for example, where you had lots of customization options and different bullet types and different magazines, different accessories and modifications. So I'm hoping that that's absolutely going to be the case in 6 as well as 6 online. So yeah, so you get to see quite a few different toys that our buddy Phil has for sale at the ammunition. Well, his ammunition, because it's called Phil's ammunition. All right, so yeah, let's look at that. LMG, damn, you're gonna get some nice toys from our boy Phil. Fun fact: this is actually illegal. You can't really buy these in real life U.S. You can buy ARs, semi-autos, semi-auto pistols, revolvers, shotguns like pump action, and semi-auto shotguns, but you can't buy full auto machine guns or military hardware in gun stores in the U.S. Well, at least for now, right, Trump? Yeah, so you can't actually buy. I know some people don't realize this, but in America, we can't actually buy this in America at a gun store. Okay, so let's keep going. So Phil seems like a very lively fellow, right? Very pro-gun. He loves his business, and business is probably good, and it's probably going to be good, especially with the amount of weapons we'll be buying from Phil as Lucia and Jason. So yeah, here's her coming off a day of work. From what we were talking about earlier. She's obviously on probation. She's doing a bit of community service. She's still got the orange vest on. Jason's had a few beers, doing some gaming, maybe smoking, just relaxing, enjoying his day off, or just relaxing. And then, of course, Lucy's going to come home, and she's probably not in the best mood. Can't really say I blame her. And there's kind of an attic up here with some stuff they got. I don't know if y'all can see it. Am I blocking it? Okay, I'm not completely blocking it. All right, so it's got some foliage here. Got some stuff on the walls, some paintings. We got that pet snake. I wonder if it actually moves around. So that'd be kind of cool if it actually moves around. But yeah, and it looks like Jason is actually doing work on the house, so it's kind of a fixer-upper. So it looks like he demoed this part, and he's probably going to eventually fix it up. So maybe that's something you'll be able to do in the game as Jason and Lucy, is actually fix up homes and customize your home, as time progresses, but it obviously costs money to do that. So yeah, she's not probably in the best of mood after a long day on the side of the road in the sun, having to pick up other people's litter. and I really wish people wouldn't do that. Because look, this our planet, right? We gotta do a better job taking care of it. But yeah, so obviously Jason was taking a little nap after some beers and some gaming. All right, yeah, he's just well, at least he's happy. Look, he's happy to see her. Look at him, he's waking up. He's like, look at that. Okay, so she might have had a rough day, but she has Jason to come home to. So I think that's enough for her, right? And he has her, so win-win. All right, so that's good. See, I like this. Despite how bad of a day she probably had, and she still has the ankle bracelet on, she's still very much happy to come home to him and no longer be behind bars. Okay, so this is a high action scene, a buzzard. So we're getting a first look at the GTA 6 version of the buzzard. So looks like the standard stuff you'd expect on the buzzard. I don't know if Jason's flying the buzzard. Okay, one modification we already see is the fact that there's a machine gun or a Gatling gun or minigun that you can mount on this version of the buzzard. So perhaps even more customization options for the military vehicles as well, like tanks, APCs, helicopters, probably even fighter jets eventually. So yeah, I hope there's military vehicles, like realistic military vehicles, not broomsticks or orb cannons or that nonsense. Things that in a way make sense in this universe, including a buzzard attack a helicopter, going after, I believe, a swamp boat and the swamp. So obviously this is their target. They're going after this. I think they're going after that boat. It looks like they are. Okay, so Jason is flying. So maybe Lucia is the one. Maybe Lucia is the gunner. I don't know. That doesn't look like Lucia. That might be somebody else. So Jason is doing a mission with somebody else. So I guess you're flying, and then the NPC that's with you is going to be the gunner. So you'll have access to these weapons, and your gunner will have access to the machine gun. All right. So I do like the customization, and I hope that driving and flying and also using boats in the game feel very, very good. So that's one thing I do like about GTA games. Most of the time, feels pretty good driving around or flying around or even using a boat. But there can always be improvements, right? So I hope we see that in GTA 6 across the board. So they're going through the swamp. Jason, Lucia going out on the water. Obviously Vice on the edge of Vice City. Partying on this boat. People carrying on with some jet skis, and they're riding a jet ski. And a regular helicopter flying overhead. So I'm guessing you'll be able to have a lot of fun in this game in between missions. There'll probably be a lot to do, even some side questing, probably a lot of side questing and collecting encounters, running into NPCs and nonsense. But yeah, it's cool to see this. And that was one of the theories I had in a previous video, where maybe the ending of the game or the story of the game will play out positive or negative for Jason and Lucia, depending on how much time you actually spend with these characters together, doing stuff together, besides the criminal stuff. So maybe there's like a relationship meter, similar to like the honor system in Red Dead Redemption 2. So maybe the game is encouraging you to want Jason and Lucia to actually have these moments together in order to build up that relationship even stronger for hopefully a more positive outcome at the end of the game. Because I do feel like, similar to GTA 5, you're ultimately probably going to have different endings like 5 and like Red Dead Redemption 2. And I like that, going it this way, because it feels more natural. If they have a strong relationship by the end of the game, then you might get the good ending. But if the relationship wasn't that strong, if you neglected it and it starts falling apart between them and they're not able to endure what's going to happen ultimately in the game, maybe it does come down to picking between Lucia and Jason at the end. But yeah, I'm just once again speculating. All right, so here's Jason riding a motorcycle. There's a dodo flying overhead. So this could be tied into the mission where we saw them loading stuff on the dodo. Maybe he's escorting the dodo on the ground, in case there's trouble, and there probably will be trouble. It's a GTA game after all. There's always trouble. All right, so looks like they were in a car. They're jumping into the back. And that looks like a Liberty City plate. Yeah, so that's Liberty City skyline on the plate. So yeah, there's going to be vehicles driving around the game that have out-of-state plates. So you might see some San Andreas plates, Liberty City plates, Venturas plates, not just Leonida plates, which is good because, like I said earlier, that's what we see in real life in the U.S., right? Doesn't matter what state you're in. You'll predominantly see states of state plates from your own state, but you also see plates from other states and sometimes Mexico and sometimes Canada. All right, so once again, another moment between Lucy and Jason. I like this. I really do like this. All right. And let's see. Yep. Vice-Dale. Okay, it says Vice-Dale. Is the county's name Dale? Or it's like Miami-Dade County, right? So, Miami-Dade County. So instead of Dade, it's Dale, right? So Vice-Dale Police. So, yeah, different police force. Like, you're going to have the Vice City Police Force, and you're going to have the Vice-Dale Police Force. Okay. So a helicopter pursuing them on a boat. So you're trying to get away on boat, and you're shooting at this helicopter, obviously. Standard missions. We've done something like this a few times in Grand Theft Auto. So a motorcycle. We got a person in a vehicle. I think, are we on the motorcycle or are we in the vehicle? Another scene where Lucia is driving a convertible, and Jason's jumping onto the car. Okay. So there's definitely a lot of action scenes that we're getting, little samples of to expect in Grand Theft Auto 6. So this is going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to playing this game. Hopefully in a year from now. Right, Rockstar? Hopefully May 2026, not fall 2026, please. So it looks like they're working on something. This is obviously at Brian's. So I'm guessing Brian is aware of what's going on here. So, I guess Brian's the one who's the boss, right? And they're doing all this work for Brian. And I don't know if this guy's related to Brian. Maybe he's Brian's son. It could be the case. All right, so, and here's the car you see in trailer 1, the car they're driving in trailer 1. So they are driving in this car, but you'll get a variety of vehicles to drive in GTA 6. All right, so this looks like a canal and another car going by. Some palm trees. Oh, it's a good view. So this is a nice view of Vice City. Looks amazing. Can't wait. But unfortunately, we got to wait another year for Grand Theft Auto 6. And then it closes with the GTA 6 logo. May 2026. Yep, May 2026, 26. Yep. Vice City, USA. Jason and Lucia have always known the deck is stacked against them. But when easy score goes wrong, they find themselves on the darkest side of the sunniest place in America. In the middle of a conspiracy stretching across the great state of Leonida, forced to rely on each other more than ever if they want to make it out alive. So there's going to be some sort of conspiracy happening. Get your tinfoil hats ready in this game. So that's going to be kind of interesting. And of course, in case y'all weren't wondering about the song, this is one of the songs I was playing, FYI. Anyways, I'm going to put up some artwork here that I got off their Facebook page, official artwork. So Lucy and Jason obviously got their guns drawn by a dock. There's a police boat heading towards them. There's a helicopter overhead. It looks like a Canada in the distance. You got it's obviously like near Vice City, right? And yeah, a little bit of artwork of the water. We got a pelican in the background just chilling. And Lucy is obviously carrying something. It's probably the target that they were after during a mission. And obviously they've got each other's back here, right? They're pointing their guns at somebody, whether it's the police or, somebody trying to take that briefcase from Lucia and Jason. But the boat, I guess they were using this boat for a mission because there's a few gunshots in the windshield. So obviously there's going to be a lot of boat missions in Grand Theft Auto 6. So there you go. Trailer 2 officially out with already 2.1 million views. So I'm going to do a separate video going over the a website. Originally it was going to be one video, but I had some issues with that portion. I've got to go redo. Yay. That video will be out later today, so be sure and check out that video whenever I put it out. Your thoughts, views, and opinions regarding Trailer 2, welcome, as always, below in the comments section.